Live from Television Hill, this is WJZ News at 6.
As we come on the air tonight, we are putting a period on a story WJZ has covered for nearly 2.5 decades. Adnan Syed is a free man. He spent more than 20 years in prison for the killing of his former high school girlfriend, Heyman Lee. And tonight, all charges against him are dropped. Hello, everyone. I'm Vic Carter.
And I'm Denise Koch. Welcome to those of you watching on CBS News Baltimore and on WJZ TV. Now, you just watched the moment Syed was released from prison last month. Tonight, City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby says new DNA testing results show Syed's DNA is, quote, not a part of this case.
WJZ is live. Let's get right to Avajoy Burnett in downtown Baltimore with reaction from Syed's family and close friends. Avajoy.
Vic and Denise, we spoke with Yusuf Syed earlier today. That's Adnan Syed's brother, and he told us they found out about this when someone knocked on their door, giving them the good news for that family. They told us that they were absolutely shocked. We've also been told that Adnan Syed was also shocked. Yusuf told us, as for the future plans for Adnan, he thinks his brother wants to go back to school to get his bachelor's degree and possibly study law. Earlier today, State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby broke down why she decided to drop the charges. After decades of having a murder conviction attached to his name, Adnan Syed is now a free man. State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby announced Tuesday morning that charges have been dropped against Syed after a new round of DNA testing was not a match for Syed.
There was a DNA mixture of multiple contributors on both Miss Lee's shoes. The same multiple contributor for both of Miss Lee's shoes. And most compellingly, Adnan Syed, his DNA was excluded.
Syed was charged and convicted in the 1999 murder of his Woodlawn High School ex-girlfriend Heyman Lee. But Syed maintained his innocence for the 23 years that he was behind bars. Then in September, his attorneys, in partnership with the Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office, announced that 2 other suspects were discovered. A judge then vacated the conviction. State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby says her focus is shifted to find justice for Heyman Lee.
We will continue to utilize every available resource to prosecute whoever is responsible for the death of Heyman Lee.
Yusuf Syed told WJZ that his brother Adnan Syed couldn't believe the news when he heard it this morning.
We're just in shock, We're so happy and excited that, this nightmare's over. We can finally move on with our life.
Rabia Chaudhry, Syed's childhood friend who pushed the case into the spotlight, told WJZ his ankle monitor came off earlier today.
It's off. He's done. He is a free man. It is all over.
State's Attorney Mosby said no more appeals will come in this case because the charges have been dropped. Before Tuesday's announcement, Heyman Lee's family had filed a notice of appeal at the end of September, requesting that the case be put on pause while the appeal is heard. The Lee family attorney, Steve Kelly, now acknowledges any further moves will be an uphill battle.
They're very sad. I think they feel very hopeless about any future justice being brought for Hay, and they just feel really, really betrayed and blindsided.
In an online recording earlier today, Adnan Syed's attorney says she hopes an investigation will, number one, bring real answers and a sense of closure for Heyman Lee's family. Live at 6, Avajoy Burnett for WJZ.
All right, thank you, Avajoy. If you have our WJZ app, you were the first to know about the charges being dropped against Syed with this notification. If you don't have the app already, scan the QR code you see on the right side of your screen and you'll get a link to where you can download it, of course, for free. Now, to be clear, no one has brought you beginning-to-end coverage on this story like WJZ. This is our video from March 12, 1999. It was a memorial for Heyman Lee at Woodlawn High School. It took place just months after her body was found in Leakin Park. You could see faculty, friends honoring Lee with praise and song. Lee's mother and grandfather moved to tears as they're given plaques in memory of their daughter. Her friends taking to the podium to talk about how Lee was such a special person.
To see what the end's gonna be.
All she had to do was smile and everything felt all right.
Now, that last clip was Heyman Lee's grandfather grieving over the loss of his granddaughter 2 trees planted in Lee's memory during this ceremony. Her jersey was retired.
Not only have we stayed on top of it since day one, we were also the first Baltimore TV station to speak with Syed's family on camera. This is video from my 2019 interview with Syed's mother and brother at their Woodlawn home. His father was actually there as well, but he was just too distraught to speak on camera. You can tell from the interview, the entire family was crushed. From the beginning to now, how would you describe what your life has been like?
We don't have no life anymore. We are not like a normal family anymore.
You can see at the time there were a lot of tears, but tonight the family is rejoicing knowing Adnan is a free man.
So while we're looking back in time, it's worth asking, how did we go from this photo with Syed behind bars for more than 2 decades to this photo of Syed walking out of prison and eventually, now, today, becoming a free man? It has been a long road. Rick Ritter joins us in the studio to walk us through it.
Now, a lot has played out over the years, so let's take a look back so we can remember how we got here. Well, this, of course, begins with the killing of 18-year-old Haymon Lee. Back in 1999, Lee left Woodlawn High School in Baltimore County and was never seen alive again. Someone found her body buried in a shallow grave in Leakin Park nearly a month later. Now, in the year 2000, Syed found guilty of murder, robbery, false imprisonment, and kidnapping, and he was sentenced to life in prison. Now, fast forward 14 years. That's when the popular podcast Serial, that premiered, and it focused on Syed's case, bringing in new witnesses and casting doubt on the testimony in his trial. Serial then led to a victory for Syed. After several hearings in 2016, a judge in Maryland then decided to grant him a new trial. But that victory, well, quickly turned into another defeat. In 2019, when Maryland's highest court decided Syed would not, in fact, get a new trial after all. And then the Supreme Court declined to hear that case. And here we are, just last month, when prosecutors asked a judge to vacate Syed's conviction. Now, we all remember the moment Syed walked out of that courthouse and headed home with his family. And that brings us to today, then. As Avajoy Burnett just told you, it's the new DNA test results that we've been waiting for and have sparked the city-state's attorney's decision to drop all of the charges against Syed, officially clearing his name now and making him a free man.
Thank you, Rick. Now, if you'd like to know more about this story, WJZ.com is the place to go. We have complete coverage, including this article on the events of the day, as well as this piece, a detailed compilation of nearly 30 important dates from the Syed case from 1999 up until today. For these stories and much more, head to our WJZ.com or download the WJZ app.